And as we do each and every Monday at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time, folks, we're going to jump over to our man Steve Rhodes. You can listen to Steve's outstanding program, folks, every market day, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, The Trader's Edge. And check out right on the front page of TFNN.com, folks, Mastering Probability. You hit that banner. You can come on over to the page. You subscribe. It's $149 a month, folks. If you want to sign up for 6 months, you can save $199 or 22%. A year, you save $593 or 33%. They all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's always a great time, folks. We got a little market action. Steve Rhodes, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Tommy. Good to hear your voice. How are you?
Good to hear your voice as well, man. I know you were battling a little cold. You're back. Hey, did you catch out any of that NFL action this weekend? How about it, man?
Yeah, for sure. I sort of footballed out, because great football games, and don't misunderstand, but when you're under the weather, which I was, but looking forward to tonight's game, really looking forward to the final, to the Miami Indiana game, which is going to be just down the street from me. So great football for sure. I wish the Tampa Bay Bucks were in it, and but it is what it is. So what's really
Indiana
interesting,
team, Miami too. I was rooting for Ole Miss, man. There's a lot of people, but boy, quite a game they had. And that Indiana team, man, that whole deal. The coach Signetti and the quarterback from Miami. There's so many cool storylines going on in sports right now. Pretty amazing. That kid, it's inspirational stuff, man. That kid, his family, all of it for sure. So, what do you think about the market, man? We got action in a lot of pockets right now.
We do. And so, today's presentation, actually, good conversation you had on interest rates, so I'll touch on that, too.
Nice.
And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do today, but we had a caller someone had written in, wanted me to take a look at Raytheon. I took a look at Raytheon. They were considering selling Raytheon, and so it actually gave me kind of a theme for today's show. So, and that theme is, the first thing I did was took a look at the global conflict and unrest that is in the world today. So this is I used AI to be able to generate this, and it shows the ongoing wars, major protests, political unrest. Basically, what it's telling us is we have a lack of confidence in government. Just listening to your opening conversation about what's going on with Powell and so forth, again, a lack of confidence in government. This is an organization, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. They produce a chart here that tracks, if you will, tracks the confidence in government. We can see it's been, pretty much going straight downhill since 2007. Gallup. So I don't use just one source. So I went to also Gallup to see what kind of information that they had, and they show basically the same kind of thing: a lack of trust in government. Now, and most people would agree with that. So that's the underlying principle here that really leads to a lot of what it is that we're looking at. As an example, when investors lose faith in government, they typically turn to private or physical assets. So here is the yearly chart for all the major U.S. indices, and then the major international indices as well. And each of these indices closed above. I have both the 2024 and 2025 highs marked here. And just as an underlying statement that I want to be able to share with folks is when you begin trading above last year's high, I don't care what instrument it is, it's in a bullish mode out there. So that's important to understand. Here, we have across the globe, not just in the U.S. or anything, across the globe, people have lost confidence in governments. Where do people put their money? We're seeing it right here. So whether you're in Germany and you're and you trade the DAX, all-time highs. We're above last year's high. The same thing is true with regard to the FTSE. That's what's going on internationally. So the point here is there is not any global flow of capital coming to any one place. This is investors are saying, I want companies. I want to have a physical type asset out there. If we take a look at the sectors within inside the S&P 500, those that closed above on the 2024 highs, out here you had the XLK, the XLF, the XLC, the industrials and the utilities out there, and that's where folks had confidence in 2025. Watch the highs of 2025. If we start trading above those areas, which we are, for example, in the SPYs right now, watch these sectors out there. And right now, these are the sectors where, if you take XLY, we're already trading new all-time highs out there. If we take a look at physical assets, you were talking about gold and silver and copper. Those are the three assets when we take a look at commodities, whether we take a look at light sweet crude, natural gas, wheat, soybeans, corn, coffee, all the kind of stuff that we use each day out here. It was gold, silver, and copper that, and we're trading above those highs as well right now. So that trade is going to continue. If we take a look at gold's at new all-time highs in every single major currency out there. Now, I wouldn't consider the Russian ruble a major currency. I've got that in the lower left-hand corner, but I track that as well. If we take a look at gold in all of the Middle Eastern countries, we're mostly at new all-time highs out there. So certainly a global rally. But again, people are focusing their assets on physical things, companies, commodities. This is a chart that I put together. This was kind of inspired by the caller, the person who wrote in that asked me to take a look at Raytheon. So I said, why don't I take a look at kind of a war index set of charts out there? Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Textron, all of these that I've got out here. And what we can see when we take a look at how they're, again, these are annual charts that we're taking a look at out there. GE already traded above last year's high. L3 Harris traded above last year's high out here. This is an indication that those are in breakout modes. They're telling us that they want higher price out there. During periods of war, this is where I tie this in together now with your conversation about interest rates. So here I went back and took a look at during periods of war, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Interest rates rise during war periods of time. We've got charts that are in the so-called war index that are breaking out. We've got folks that have lack of trust in government, so they're buying assets. Doesn't matter whether it's their own index in their own country or the U.S. out here. If we take a look at the Federal Reserve cuts that have transpired since September 18, 2024, with the exception of the last one from December 10th, each of those rate cuts have actually led to higher rates. Your point specifically, I don't care what you go ahead and try to charge. I don't care how much you want to lower rates. It's what is the retail public going to do? This is the chart here where we take a look at the 10-year note. This is the retail public out there. So you're right. Mr. and Mrs. Market may think differently with regard to rates out there. So a lot to kind of encompass out there, but I think what this is telling us is that I would expect stock market to continue to rise. I'd expect gold and silver to continue to rise, the trade that's been in, and as well as those war-oriented charts that we're taking a look at.
Pretty cool charts. That Vietnam War, those rates, we all know, man, that was quite an exceptional. Yeah, right there, man, and it continued right into that. I was born in 1980, Steve. And so I got some savings bonds in 1980, and I think they were earning, man. I cashed them in when I was like 35, like 2014, and they were earning. They had coupon rates of like 14%, like 15% savings bonds. 1980, I was like peak inflation, baby, at the time. Pretty remarkable, man. And yeah, if we could all only set the own interest rate that we borrow money, right? We'll see how the market. But boy, I love those charts in all different currencies, countries, and we got quite a run, man, for sure. Steve, great information as always. You sound great.
Perfect. I just summarize like this. Folks should be taking a look at whatever they're investing in, see if you're trading above last year's high or below last year's low, because that would obviously, suggest otherwise.
Folks, check it out, The Trader's Edge, 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, and check out that Mastering Probability. You got many great webinars, as well as Steve's morning, afternoon updates. Steve, great stuff as always, man. Look forward to the program tomorrow.